In the same way you want Zoro to
Subscribe
protect
to Mr.
Wano
Morris.
from Kaido, make sure you protect yourself with Surfshark, the sponsor for this
Oh,
video.
sponsor, no free clout,
Surfshark is
no
the
free
VPN
clout,
I
no free
use.
clout.
And
If you want that clout, you send me that sponsorship. You're not getting that clout from me. You're not getting that clout from me. That clout from me. This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Surfshark VPN allows the user to browse various country locations to unlock and relive our childhood classics and movie classics such as Iron Giant, Rush Hour 1 and 2, and even classic anime like Samurai Champloo, Tokyo Ghoul, and Trigun, all unavailable in the US. Not to mention, Surfshark is also a tool to keep private information safe from big companies and those nasty cybercriminals looking to take your personal information. I mean, you have access to 3,200 plus servers in 65 countries. It's accessible, user-friendly. Your favorite films are available through Netflix and many other streaming platforms. You have the safety to browse the internet without fear of your personal information being taken. So use my code here to get 83% off plus 3 months extra, and you have the added benefit of a 30-day money-back guarantee. So please go support the channel if you don't like it, because Surfshark will offer you your money back within 30 days, so there's no risk in trying it out whatsoever. Click the link in the description box below to support your boy, and also don't forget, you get an unlimited number of devices for one account. I mean, come on, that's a win. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a momentous day. Today is the day where I'll be starting a new series called Reliving the Journey, where we'll be going arc by arc, rereading One Piece from a veteran standpoint. I've been reading One Piece for almost 15 years, and just looking back and seeing things that we might have missed, and just revisiting the glory of Oda's genius journey, and just all the things that we might have missed. So, you know, Oda leaves foreshadowing everywhere, and he litters hints everywhere. So I think this reread is going to be a very exciting time for all of us, just because when you think about it, logically for a second, you think, all right, I understand One Piece, but one thing that I've always learned about rereading things is that you always find something new. You always get a deeper understanding of the story. And I want us, as the JD Legend family, as me, a YouTuber, to kind of experience us revisiting and refreshing our minds on the themes of One Piece and the little hints that Oda kind of foreshadowed. Like he will leave something right in front of our faces that we could even call back to in Wano, where it's just like, wow, Oda has really been setting up this theme for a long time. So what we're gonna do today is Romance Dawn. Now, a lot of people who don't understand One Piece, a lot of people who don't bother to read One Piece, a lot of people who are just ignorant in general will say, oh, One Piece doesn't get good till chapter 500 or till episode 500. Well, I'm here to tell you, after rereading Romance Dawn, they're wrong. They're more than wrong. They're absolutely wrong, because Romance Dawn is incredible. And the way this is really going to be is it's more commentary here. Don't expect anything super crazy in depth or anything like that. We're just talking through our journey and reliving it, walking side by side with Kid Luffy and Shanks, and Luffy getting his straw hat. And I think we should start off with the very beginning, right? Roger's speech. Now, we've heard the speech 1,000 times. If you watch the 4Kids dubbed, you know the One Piece rap, the King of the Pirates, all of that. But one perspective that I got from rereading that these first couple of pages of chapter 1 is that Roger inspired an entire generation. Now, think about what that means. This man feats all across the world, went to Raftel, found the One Piece, defeated all kinds of legendary pirates, swindled Big Mom. Everyone views him as a criminal, worst human being alive. Look what Ace went through just because he was tied to Roger. And then you think about it in the context of Roger's last dying words is, I left everything I own in one piece. And then when you think about it for a second, millions and thousands of people decided, I'm gonna go find the One Piece, I'm gonna sail the seas. And think about what it means for your words to inspire a purpose and a dream within somebody just based on your actions. That is the magnitude of the man that Gold Roger is. He literally gave people a dream and a purpose based on his own adventure. That in itself is incredible. And you only get that perspective after reading One Piece and then coming back and then realizing that Roger's words pushed people like Shanks, Mihawk, Doflamingo, Luffy, Crocodile, everybody, all of the pirates that we see today in their era. Roger inspired all of them, and that is incredible. Roger is an incredible man. And as we move forward and we see young Luffy, the first thing you see is Luffy standing on the hull. I think it's the hull, or whatever it is, the little dragon of Shanks' ship. And you know, you learn more about his character straight from there. You know, the kid is resilient, and that's a characteristic that we normally align Luffy with, is his resiliency and his bravery and his stubbornness. At age 10, the kid stabbed himself in the face to prove to Shanks that he can be a pirate. This is before the Gummo Gummo no Mi, so it actually hurt. There was no rubber, nothing. So Luffy already at age 10 had the balls to stab himself in the face, not even in the arm or anything, in the face. That's where he got the scar. That's insane in itself. But then as you go along and you go to the bar scene and you learn more about Shanks, and you see Lucky Roo, you see Ben Beckman, you see the good times of One Piece, it gets you into the vibe of, oh, this is like textbook classic piratey, everyone's singing, everyone's dancing, everyone's drinking, and then you start being, fed a little bit of little hints on what it means to be a pirate, and you learn that Luffy's worldview of piracy is shaped by Shanks and not Roger, which is interesting because a lot of us know that Luffy wants to be the Pirate King, so you'd think that Luffy's role model and idol would be Roger, but it's actually Shanks. Shanks shaped Luffy. At the tender age of 10, where he's still learning about life, Shanks's ideologies, what he deemed to be a man, that's something I want to talk about right after this. What it means to be a man, what it means to be a pirate. Shanks was like, hey, being a pirate is having fun, dancing with your homies, drinking, finding treasure. And then Ben Beckman shows him the bad side of things where he's like, hey, Luffy, I know you want to be a pirate, but hey, the sea is dangerous. When you think about the sea, it's funny because Ben Beckman's point is very true. And we tend to look past that because we're just reading a manga and we're kind of just getting lost in the world of One Piece. But think about it this way. In the sea, as you go along in Romance Dawn, Luffy runs into a whirlpool immediately. It just goes to highlight that literally anything can happen. You get one hurricane and a tugboat and it's over. One whirlpool and it's over. One sea monster and it's over. One disease of scurvy and it's over. Like literally anything can happen. So for a 10-year-old to get on a ship with all these unknowns, it's like, yo, you got so much more life to live. Like that's why he said, wait 10 years. Wait till you've lived a little bit more life. You're a little bit more mature and you understand the dangers. He's too young to process the dangers that he's getting into. So that was important. So then we get into the Higuma scenes. Now, Higuma is funny, all right? Higuma is hilarious, and he's a lot like Captain Morgan, but I'll get to that. Higuma is hilarious. Why? Man strolls in, says, hey, man, I just want 10 barrels of liquor, and I'll body a few people. That's about it. Like, he came in with this energy, and I was like, Higuma, like, bro. And then, where is this aggression coming from? He's a mountain bandit. He clearly runs the village, or at least he has a strong influence over the village. He pulls up like, hey man, I've killed 56 men and I'm worth 8 million berry. Like you better be scared of me. And Shanks is not bothered whatsoever. He's not bothered at all. And he's like, hey man, hey, we drank all the liquor. I got a little handy left. If you want some, I got you. All of a sudden, Higuma throws it right in his face. He starts making fun of him and mocking him. This is one of the most interesting parts of Romance Dawn. Higuma challenges Shanks, and Shanks laughs it off, doesn't even bother with him, and just lets it go. What does that remind you of? It reminds you of Bellamy and Jaya. This is where Luffy got this from. And after Higuma laughs him off, insults all his crew because they don't fight back, and he leaves, Luffy's like, what's wrong with you, man? You're supposed to be a man. You're supposed to be standing up for yourself, right? And that's Luffy's idea of a man. And then Shanks looks at him. He's like, man, Luffy, that means nothing. That means absolutely nothing to me. He walked in here with all that bravado, boasting how he killed 56 men. He has a bounty of 8 million. That means nothing to me. I'm with my friends. I'm with my homies. I'm traveling the seas. I'm with my family. My family's safe. That's all that matters. My family's safety, my friend's safety, my friends. That's what matters. That's what means. That's what drives me. That's what makes me a man. And Luffy doesn't understand that. He doesn't get it. So then you move on, and then Luffy runs into Higuma again, and Luffy's disappointed with Shanks, and Luffy's like, oh man, Shanks is not the man I thought he was. He's a lame. He's a bum. Oh, I don't want to be like Shanks. And then he sees Higuma again, and Higuma's insulting Shanks. He's like, yo, don't talk about my friend like that. And Higuma kidnaps a child. And that's when it's like, wait a minute, Higuma. You kill 56 niggas, but you killing children? You kidnapping children? That's you. That's the way you want to be remembered. So Shanks comes back in. And now it's different. Because what Shanks said before is, listen, I only care about my friends, my family, the journey of my dreams. That's it. I'll protect that with my life. The moment Luffy was in danger, notice the change. Notice the vibe. All of a sudden, Shanks is now a pirate. Now he's a villain. There's no fair fights in piracy. Lucky Roo pulls up to the side of him, shoots him right in the eye, shoots him right in the side of the head. Savagery. Ben Beckman whooping niggas with a bayonet, whatever that is, a musket. There you go. bodying him. And Luffy learns from Shanks. He's like, listen, wait a minute. I'm your friend, Shanks, and this is how you fight for me? You're shooting people and killing people for me? And then he remembers what Shanks said to him in the bar, and he's like, wait a minute. Oh, wow, that's the measure of a man. And obviously, Higuma's a fraud, so he's scared, he's cornered. Shanks has bodied all his crew. He uses a smoke screen and vanishes. Man's in the middle of the sea talking about, I've killed 56 men. I don't know what it is with Higuma and these 56 men he killed, but they must have been everything to him, because to Higuma, his status, his bounty, that meant everything to him. That's what gave him validation of life. That is fleeting things, the tangibles. That's no. For Shanks, it's the intangibles. With Higuma, it's the tangibles. That's what gives him validation. And they're not the same. One has a stronger motivation than the other, because with Higuma's ideology, he has to keep killing. He has to keep raising his bounty, because there's always going to be people that are above him. There's people that have killed more people than him. There's people that have a higher bounty than him. So he's stuck in that hole. So as a result of that, Shanks, he has his family, he has his friends, and he has his dream, and that's personal to him. That will always be there. And that is the beauty of what we see between Shanks and Higuma, and that contrast is that we know what really matters. We know where the real value is. We know what the real motivation is. So obviously Shanks sacrifices his arm for Luffy. Higuma dies. He gets killed by the Sea King. And Luffy is all of a sudden now completely inspired. Shanks is invested in Luffy. And at the end of this first chapter, it's the first time we ever hear Luffy say, I want to be the king of the pirates, to really show Shanks how serious he is about being a pirate. To the point where Shanks is like, you know what? You're going to have to hold this straw hat, because the last time I heard somebody say that was Gold Roger. You sound just like him. So give it back to me when you become a great pirate. What Shanks just gave Luffy there is motivation that will carry Luffy for the rest of the series. For the rest of the series, because being a great pirate is really personal to Luffy. What is a great pirate to Luffy? Shanks is a great pirate to Luffy. Roger is a great pirate to Luffy. So what does Luffy want to do? He wants to find his own crew, just like Shanks. Shanks shaped who Luffy is. And I think we all know that, but it doesn't really hit home until you think about it. Like, everything Luffy does, the singing with Brook and the games and the memes and the joking, even Zoro being a savage as Lucky Roo, it's like, you see shades of Shanks in Luffy, and it's awesome, because from that moment on, Luffy carries that ideology to when he's 17, he walks out, he punches the Sea King. I mean, Luffy one-shotting Sea Kings in East Blue. Like, come on, man. Luffy was strong to start off. It's incredible. And as we move on to the next couple of chapters, that's when we see Alvida and Koby. And Alvida is interesting. I don't really, it's a good part of the story, obviously, and I'm not too invested in Alvida, because she more served as like a I guess like an hors d'oeuvre to what we were going to see, because obviously that's going to lead to Zoro. That's when we first hear Zoro's name, or Zolo if you want to follow the Viz translation. But one thing I really want to highlight here is Koby. Koby, rereading this really made me like Koby a lot more than I thought I did, because Koby's transformation from cowering and fear and aimlessness, no direction, and always having to lick Alvida's boots and be the whipping boy for everyone, and then he runs into Luffy in the barrel, and all of a sudden it's just like, wait, who is this guy? Who is this guy? My whole life has only been shaped by me being subjugated by this large, barbaric woman. I've had no hope for so long, and here comes this kid in a straw hat out of the barrel, folding people left and right, cussing out Alvida, to the point where Luffy's ambition, Luffy's drive, Luffy's ignorance, let's be honest, his ignorance of his own surroundings has made Koby realize, why can't I be like that? I'm tired of living my life under Alvida, scared. Look at Luffy. To the point where Koby stands up for himself for the first time in his life, saying, you know what, Alvida, you're ugly. You're not the fairest of them all. You're ugly. And then Luffy's like, wow, Koby, I like you. And if you notice that, when Luffy says that, he's so serious, because he did the same with Usopp. He's done that with a lot of people. He just sees people stand up for themselves and stand up for their dream, because he wants to be a Navy officer. And Luffy's like, I like you, kid. I'm going to take this hit and I'm going to fold Alvida just for you. But you did something here. You did something here. And that carries on, because they hear about Zolo, and Luffy's like, wait a minute. Zoro. I need a strong crew member. They talking about Zoro. He's a demon of some sorts. I kind of need a demon. I kind of need, I need someone strong. Let's go over there. So Koby takes him over to the naval base with Captain Morgan. And a lot of people accuse me of being a Zoro hater. You're wrong. I'm going to tell you why. Because from the very beginning, the interaction Zoro has with Luffy, Koby, and that little girl that makes him the rice ball really, really showed me the character of Zoro that I really, really like. That stoic, kind, but at the same time extremely ambitious and stern character. Oh, it's just great stuff. Great stuff. And then, let's go in chronological order here. So they arrive at the naval base. Everyone's scared of the name Zoro for whatever reason it is. Luffy's searching out for Zoro, so him and Koby go over there. He sees Zoro for the first time. And he's like, oh man, that guy, yeah, he looks kind of scary. And then we see the little girl walk over to try and give him some food. Helmeppo comes in. We don't like Helmeppo. We don't like him at all. In this time, at least. Helmeppo has come a long way. Talking about, oh, my daddy's strong. My daddy's built different. Look at me. Oh, my daddy this, my daddy that. Little girls being so sweet, saying, oh, thank you for helping us out. Here's some rice balls. Like, and Zoro, the care that Zoro has for this little girl, like, he doesn't outright show it, but he's like, yo, get the hell out of here. Get out of here, right? That's the thing about Zoro. He says one thing, but he's actually meaning another thing, and he does that a lot. And Luffy picks up on this because Luffy's a perceptive person when it comes to people's good nature and good character. So Zoro tries to get her out of there before Helmeppo comes in. Helmeppo comes in, stomps on the food. She runs away. She cries. They throw her over the wall. Luffy catches her, and I'm like, this is a problem. So then Luffy goes up to Zoro, and they start talking. And what I like about the conflict between Luffy and Zoro in this case, because it is a little bit of a conflict. He wants him to join the crew. Zoro's like, absolutely not. I'll never join a pirate. Ever. I would never do that. It'd be a disgrace to everything I've been trying to do. And Luffy's intrigued by him. He's like, I just have a feeling you're a good guy. I have a feeling, but he doesn't know that yet. So Luffy's about to walk away after the little back and forth conflict. And then Zoro does something that I think is heavily underrated. He asks Luffy to pick up the food from the ground with the dirt, everything. I said, can you give it to me? Give it to me whole. I want to eat it. And then you tell that little girl I ate it all and it was great. Luffy sees that and says, I like this guy. And every time Luffy says, I like this guy, he's either going to make him join the crew or he's going to help him out. Because to me, that is just a reverence of Zoro's gratitude and his nature. To me, when you look at Zoro's backstory, there's a gratitude and reverence for life that Zoro has. And that's just evident with what he did with that little girl. He didn't have to eat that food. It was trash. He could have eaten the food and not even said anything to her, but he wanted Luffy to let her know your work, your hard work, did not go to waste. That is a testament to Zoro's character, which is beautiful for me. It's beautiful. So then they learn a little more about what's going on. They learn that Axe Hand Morgan is evil. We get introduced to Axe Hand Morgan, and Helmeppo's really upset. He's walking into the village laughing, ha ha. I know I promised Zoro that if he stays alive for a month, I'm not gonna kill him, but we're executing him in 3 days. Luffy picks him up by the collar and folds him. I'm like, okay. That was very aggressive, Luffy. It's violent. He's like, bro, I don't like you. You're trash. And everyone's like, Luffy, why would you do that? Why would you put your hands on Helmeppo? You realize what that's going to do. And Luffy said words that reminded me of Sabaody, and I smiled when I saw that. He said, scum is scum. I don't care. I'm gonna hit him. That reminds me of Luffy hitting that celestial dragon. Luffy doesn't care who you are. If you're scum, you're scum. Everyone's equal. That's Luffy. Equal rights, equal lefts. I love Luffy. I love that. Early Luffy was, we know how goated Luffy is. We know how amazing he is. But I feel like in this moment where it's with the beginning of One Piece, you don't really know who Luffy is just yet. You're learning about him little by little. So in these moments where he says scum and scum, it hits more because it's like this is your introduction to Luffy's continuous behavior and continuous greatness. Like, it was so nice to read again. I'm like, okay, all right, Luffy. So he punches Helmeppo. Helmeppo runs to his daddy, Axe Hand Morgan. This guy is just like Higuma, right? He literally is like, bro, listen, I climbed all the way up to the top ranks of the Marines in order to be able to tell y'all what to do. In order to say, listen, I'm above everyone. I'm the god of this naval base. If anyone goes against me, you die. Point blank period. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, that's wild, but I see what he's saying here, because if you live in the worldview that Higuma and Captain Morgan live in, where they've been exposed to the life of a bandit, they've been exposed to the Marines, where you have people like the Celestial Dragons, who are just terrible people, but no one can check them because of their status. Morgan is seeing that and thinking, if I have status, I'm a captain, I can tell you what to do. Which is why when Helmeppo told him about that little girl, he told his lieutenant to say, yo, bro, go kill that little girl. I can't let her be running around the streets disrespecting me like that. Go kill her. The lieutenant was like, I wouldn't kill a little girl. He kills the lieutenant. Why? Because he can. It's because it's his worldview. I can do what I want because of my rank. Now that in itself was interesting, because I'm like, this is the same arc. Romance Dawn, Higuma and Captain Axe Hand Morgan. Very similar ideologies. So then Luffy goes back to Zoro and said, listen, I'm gonna get you out of here. They're gonna kill you. And he's like, well, I can't leave here without my swords, but I'm still not gonna join you. I'm not gonna be no damn pirate. Luffy said, all right, I'm gonna go get your swords. He hops up there, destroys the statue. Axe Hand Morgan is furious. He takes Helmeppo hostage and he goes to find the swords. All in the meantime, we have that beautiful moment with Koby, where Koby's trying to free Zoro. He gets shot. Now, Koby, we've known he's a coward. He gets shot and he's like, Zoro, don't worry about me. I'm gonna get you out of here. You're strong. Luffy's strong. You both have dreams. I want you to escape. I'm gonna do this. And then Zoro looks at Koby like, all right, this kid got spunk. Okay. And I'm like, okay, Koby. So then all this is just refreshing to me. All of just reading this is just so refreshing. And then we have the moment where Zoro is about to get shot and executed with Koby in front of him. And that's when we get the Zoro flashback, right? So this is where we get the Zoro flashback coming in. And with Kuina and Zoro, I find something interesting. So if you've noticed with Tashigi, if you notice with Monet, if you notice Zoro's behavior around women, he never looks down on women. He actually assumes women are equal to a certain degree. With Kuina, he's like, it doesn't matter if you're a woman or not. You keep beating me, so I need to beat you. I don't see you as the woman you see yourself as. I see you as an elite swordsman that I must defeat. Not to mention, Zoro is already the best in his dojo outside of Kuina already. So it's not like Zoro is just some scrub that loses all the time. Kuina is actually just raw. And then when Kuina dies, it's like, man, this is not right. I'm going to be the world's greatest swordsman. I have to do it now. I have to do it. And that's where that motivation comes from. And I'm hopefully, you know, we get more of a Zoro backstory, because it did seem a little short when I read it, but we understand the motivation. So that's why Zoro can't die. So then when Luffy comes down, absorbs the bullet, you know, the famous scene, oh, he's made of rubber. How did that happen? Yeah. Then Zoro realizes, oh, he was lying. I was going to get executed the whole time. So what am I going to do? I guess I'm going to be a pirate. So they free each other. You have the dynamic duo of Luffy and Zoro fighting against the Marines and Axe Hand Morgan. And oh my God, when Helmeppo takes Koby hostage and Luffy's like, you know what? I already know Zoro's coming, so I'm just going to swing. Zoro comes in, cuts down Axe Hand Morgan, and I'm just like, okay, this is the start of a beautiful relationship here. 3 sword style Zoro, Monkey D. Luffy, we're in business, and everyone's rejoicing. Yay, Captain Axe Hand Morgan is down. Great stuff, right? My favorite part of this whole thing is the moment with Koby and him wanting to join the Navy, because everyone's excited. You have the little mini banquets as a theme that's going to continue on in One Piece, is when the Navy come in and say, hey, thank you for saving us, but you guys got to leave. Luffy knows about Koby's dream, and the naval officer asks, hey, are these your friends? You want to join the Navy, but you know, we can't be in league with pirates here. You could be a spy. So Luffy does something unique. He starts to tell him about the backstory of him being with Alvida, which would virtually ruin his chances of being in the Marines anyway. And Koby, with his newfound transformation, stands up for himself and punches Luffy before he gets to tell them. They start fighting back to the point where the Navy Marines are like, wait a minute. Oh, nah, there's no way you're friends with them. You swinging. You guys are boxing. You're fighting. Okay, so yeah, whatever. No, join us. Join us. He's scum. Join us. And as they set sail and as they leave, Luffy says the line, pirates should always leave hated because pirates aren't heroes. It's another theme that carries on throughout One Piece, and we can talk about that as well. But the most beautiful moment ever is the fact that as they're leaving, Koby is waving goodbye and the Marines come behind him. I'm like, you got some good friends, man. You got some good friends. They knew all along that they were friends, but they also respected the fact that Luffy and Zoro were saviors. They respected the fact that Luffy really wanted Koby to pursue his dream, and that inspiration that Koby had from Zoro wanting to be the greatest swordsman and Luffy wanted to be in the Pirate King and going to this crazy grand line with just two of them on a rowboat. Koby's like, I have to stand up for myself. I have to be like these guys. I can't rely on Luffy anymore. I can't rely on Zoro anymore. And just that revelation of him standing up for himself and punching Luffy and saying, no more. I'm taking control of my life. The Marines saw it. That lieutenant saw it. Luffy and Zoro saw it. And they were like, good for you, Koby. You're going to be great. To me, outside of Luffy and Zoro obviously being awesome, but Koby was one of the most refreshing things that I had and I saw in Romance Dawn. And honestly, I have a newfound respect for Koby because look where he's at now. Look where Koby's at now compared to what we saw before. I mean, that's the beauty of rereading One Piece, right? So, man, One Piece is awesome. And I'm so excited to read the next arc. So, guys, stay tuned because this series is not going anywhere. We're going to go on to the next arc soon. So, definitely like, comment, subscribe. Tell people about this series because it's going to be extensive. And I'm going to be honest with you, the arc I'm most excited about covering is Arlong Park. That's going to be a great one. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you later. Take care.